Hello everybody, this is Oak Tree Tarot Reader here and welcome to my pick a card video. So today the question is, how can I overcome this negativity? So for some of you, you might find that it's within yourself that you're starting to feel a bit depressed and anxious and all the negative emotions that do us no help whatsoever. If you've been suffering with this for quite some time and you do really have quite negative feelings, don't be afraid or ashamed to contact your doctor or any other support in your area, like a charity or a therapist, in order to get professional help with what's going on. Because some of you might be at that point that you're beyond a gentle tarot reading and you need the pros. So yeah, turn to them. I always recommend that first. But for those of you that you just sort of, you're fully aware that this is a temporary thing, that you've just got a bit of negativity with someone in your life or a particular situation like your job or anything in your life that's causing you to feel negative. This reading hopefully will help you find your way through that, to see what you can be doing in your life to overcome this negativity, because sometimes negativity is thrust upon us and sometimes we just invite it into our lives. So remember that this is a general reading and it's aimed at a lot of people, so not everything is going to apply to you specifically. You must take what resonates with you and what makes sense in terms of your personal situation and leave the rest aside. We have option 1, 2 and 3. I will put the timestamps in the comment section and in the description box, and you'll also find everything else that you need in the description box. So now I want you to close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and when you feel ready and open, ask yourself the question, can I have an insight into how to get rid of this negativity from my life? How can I get rid of this negativity? When you're ready, make your choice. 1, 2 or 3. If you want a little bit more time to do that, then please press pause, because I'm now going to be moving on to the first readings. Okay, those of you that chose option 1, this is your reading. So what we have here, these 3 cards represent the vehicle through which negativity is entering your life. You're clinging to this. This is something that you're actively holding on to. You don't want to let it go, but actually it's what's causing the negative feelings within you, or for negative people to come into your life. So this is something that you might want to consider ending, whether that's a course of action that you take or a mental attitude. We shall find out. But yeah, you can either decide to adapt, alter, or completely change and cut off this, because this is how negativity is getting through to you. So we've got the Knight of Arrows, which is Hawk. We've got the 9 of Vessels, which is Generosity. And the 8 of Stones, which is Skill. Okay. So I think for you, number ones, the reason that you are either feeling negative or negative people are coming to you or just negative things are coming into you is because you're just giving too much. 9 of Vessels, Generosity. We've got the Knight of Arrows, which is the Hawk, which is about doing the right thing, being vigilant, being the hero, being the sort of the observer. We've got the 9 of Vessels, which is clearly being generous, but also that this man here is sort of the vehicle through which the universe offers generosity. You know, like resources or love or wisdom come to him and then are expressed out to everybody else through skill. So it's, I think, something you're actively working at, whether it's your actual employment or a hobby or just something that you're developing your skills at, and something that you want to be seen to be very good at, you know, this sense of heroism by doing the right thing, being the rescuer. And that's the way it's coming through. I think you want to be really good at what you're doing. You're really good at being a great person, being, you know, heroic, the best person that you can be, and to being warm-hearted, generous and open. And also you really, really want to be seen as a skillful person, someone that's got the qualities needed for this task, or the, you know, just generally that you're a smart, capable person that has many talents that you're cultivating. And because of this, you know, this element of perhaps doing too much, the negativity is creeping in, and that could be because you're overstretching yourself, that you're trying to do too much. You know, this man is filling up the 9 vessels. Maybe you could only fill up 1 or 2. Because you're overworked, overstretched, you're possibly not getting enough sleep, or the sleep you're getting isn't of good value, and you're waking up tired, and you're just focusing and focusing and focusing on doing this task, but it's wearing you down. And that's either because it's allowing negative people to come through to you, or because you're feeling quite vulnerable and almost like exposed. You're feeling a bit negative, or feeling sensitive, even that you're feeling really sensitive to the slightest thing, because you just want to give out love, and you're perhaps not feeling that you're receiving it. So yeah, I think you're possibly working too hard. You want to be perceived in a certain way, and that determination to be seen as the hero, to be, you know, the all things, and really good at what you do, and working really hard at what you do, it's just leeching away from you, and it's just putting you in a bad place, I think, mentally and emotionally, because I think you're not getting what you need from this process, this person, this relationship. And so that's the negativity, that's where the negativity is coming from, and you're clinging to this. So you need to let it go, that maybe you're not always going to be brilliant at it, you're not always going to be seen to be brilliant at it. In fact, you might, some of you might be a bit rubbish, or that just the pressure of maintaining that sense of image is just unsustainable. You shouldn't worry too much about nourishing others. Nourish yourself first, and everybody else can sort of take care of themselves, and if they're lucky enough to get a bit of your bounty, that's wonderful, but you can't be responsible for other people all the time, for their expectations, for their emotions, for their wants and needs. You can't give everything away. And it's all well and done being very talented at something, but if it burns you out, you could end up destroying what skill you have, because it becomes such a negative process for you. It's all you can end up really burned by it. You know, like you know, sometimes creative people burn themselves out, and once they've done their big thing, their big project, they sort of can't write music again or act again. Or the other thing is like physically with big bodybuilders, that they get to such a big state and big, you know, so muscly, that eventually it causes great damage to them physically, you know. So don't burn yourself out. And I feel that a lot of people watching number 1 are on the verge of burning themselves out. They're heading towards that, and these feelings of negativity are the earliest signs of it, that you're pushing yourself too hard. So stop. So if you feel that resonates, and you do decide to take it a bit easier, or take it less seriously, and give yourself a bit of a break, you know, what's on offer? These 3 cards are what's on offer. If you don't feel that this situation resonates, still listen here, because this might be the part of the reading that's meant for you, where if you already know what your negativity is and you take steps to ease or eradicate it from your life, this is what's on offer for you. So we've got the 10 of Pentacles. That's the happy family. I mean, I know he doesn't look very happy. He looks like an exhausted grandfather with the grandkids and the daughter come round to play with the dog. But it's the traditional sort of happy family of, you know, a family that's provided for. She's got enough money in her bag. She's got the pentacle on her bag. Dad's provided it. everybody's awash with all the resources that they need, and they can even have a big dog. So actually I think that it's about, you know, he is restful. It's the retirement card. So I think if you let go of this sort of sense of being, you know, like, I just feel that you want to be the pinnacle of your craft or your job or whatever is your thing. If you let go of that, you're going to feel more relaxed in yourself or more content. He looks absolutely cream crackered and exhausted, but the Ten of Pentacles overall is someone that's finished it. So I think for some of you, you'll finish off the negativity, and you'll finish off not necessarily your task, but finish off the idea that you know that you're the best at it. You're the vehicle for the generosity, and you just enjoy it more. This enjoyment of home life is the Ten of Pentacles. You also get, the Star. So you will get peace and calm. You will get that calm feeling of serenity and peacefulness, and that you can go off in a sense and be spiritually nourishing. Rather than nourishing others, nourish yourself. Find that balance between your emotions and your tangible needs. Hence the Ten of Pentacles. So some of you really are working really hard and not getting to spend any time at home enjoying all that hard-earned cash or whatever. But you will get that opportunity when this situation's finished. And it's going to just give you an awful lot of mental, emotional and spiritual freedom to be at peace. You know, like an exposed, like when I say about heroism is one of the features of this card, specifically in this deck, and this is what resonated with me straight off, is that here it's sort of, I don't care what you think about my body. I mean, obviously it's a great naked body, isn't it? But it's about, I don't care what other people think. This is who I am. This is what I want to be, and that's it. And I think that's what's on offer for you, that sense of peace within yourself. You know, that piece of, I'm going to just be on my own, doing my own thing. And the Princess of Wands, which is the Page of Wands. So we've got that you will actually get a new start. This is the Page of Wands is the person that's going off on an adventure, the student going off to spread their word. This is, you know, she's going off on her travels. She's passionate and vibrant with it. She's excited. So some of you are just going to get a brand new beginning that's really, or that you're going to get an opportunity to follow a passion that you currently have, that you haven't been able to before because you've been investing so much in something that brings you such negativity. So I think, yeah, a new adventure, whether that's literally something like a new job, a new relationship, or a brand new start, it doesn't matter. It could be just the fire of freedom. You know, the Page of Wands, Princess of Wands, off on a mission, barefoot, cloak on her back, a stick, I'm off. I'm going on the road. So some of you might have the opportunity to literally travel, but if that's not what you're interested in, it's the freedom and the travel of the self, where you grow as a person, where you find what makes you happy. So yeah, I mean, that seems a decent incentive to perhaps change. And I mean, it's always a good thing to remove negativity in your life. And yeah, I just feel this is about balancing it out so that you do more for yourself and not everything for others, where you do things that make you happy and make you nourished and satisfied, and instead of passing it all constantly through to other people so that you're just the stopgap until it reaches its destination. You want to be the destination. So those of you that chose option 1, that's your reading. I hope that it's helped you. At least identify your source of negativity, or giving you an incentive to end your negativity or whatever's causing it, because you know that there is something better in the future for you when you've done it. So I wish you all the best of luck for the future. Please take very good care of yourself, and thank you very much for listening to me. Bye. Okay, those of you that chose option 2, this is your reading. How can you remove this negativity from your life? So these 3 cards represent what's causing the negativity. It's most likely something that you're clinging to, a process, an idea, an attitude. It could actually be a person, a relationship, or a job, or a living situation. But there's something, in a sense, that you are complicit in that's causing the negativity to enter your life, whether that it's your negativity of thoughts or allowing negative people to enter your life. So let's see. Balance, Queen of Arrows, Swan, the Shaman, which is the Magician. That's like Temperance, Queen of Swords, and the Magician. So my idea with this is that you would identify your negativity and stop doing it. Like if you're engaged in self-destructive behaviour, that if you recognise it is self-destructive, you can stop. But actually, I think the reason you've got this negativity at this moment in time, those of you that chose number 2, is that I think you're actually just doing some intensely hard work on the self. I think you're sort of going through an important phase of life when you discover the truth. And this is why it's negative and why you're feeling negative, and maybe why people are becoming negative around you. We've got balance. This is about merging the conscious and the subconscious, the intangible and the tangible. And I feel this is you, that you're balancing out things within yourself from whatever angle and whatever they are. That's you as an individual, but you're balancing out. And when you balance out, that means that some things are tipped off the scale. In order to do that, you can't keep everything. That you have to let some things go. And I think that's what you're doing, because we've got the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Arrows, which is about facing hard truths, following your truth. This Swan is leaving this pond, swimming through and going into this one. She's leaving. She's sad. She's looking over her wings, over her shoulders, and thinking, oh, what am I leaving behind? But she's doing it. She's not settling for second best or a negative situation. And this is what's causing the negativity. And it's about, and specifically in this deck, the Shaman, the magic man is he meditates. He uses all the skills that he needs in order to live the life that he needs to live. Everything's laid out there before him, but he's in the woods, covered in tattoos, the bear's head, and doing his thing. So I think the negativity is that you're going off in order to understand something, whether it's how your life has gone recently or overall permanently. It's about, I just think you can't escape this process, and it's hurtful for you, it's painful, you're not perhaps enjoying it, but you have to do it. You're just applying your wisdom to life, and it's hurting. Whether that's because other people don't like your newfound truth, where you already have removed the haters, or you already have removed the negative people that are not doing you any good, and it's made you sad, and it's still impacting your life, but you're on the move. So I almost feel that you're doing the right thing already, you're just in the process of it. And so unfortunately, although you're stuck with this negativity at the moment, take heart, it will go, because you're doing the necessary work. You're doing the work on understanding yourself, living your truth, living the truth that you want to live. You're balancing out the things in your life that need to be there and what don't need to be there. You're moving away from the things that no longer serve you, that are holding you back. And you're applying what you are learning to your own life. Now, none of these are negative acts, like I said. I think this is just happening, but you are doing the right thing. So if this resonates, carry on. Don't quit whilst you've done half the work, or you're nearly there at the end of you're nearly at the victory line. Keep it going, keep balancing out your life, creating the life that you want. So these 3 cards represent what's on offer for you, what you will achieve if you do let go of the negativity, or in your case, if you carry on with this. If this part doesn't resonate, but you're attracted to set 2, this might be what you were meant to listen to, which is what's on offer for you if you just stop the negativity or cut it out of your life and stop the facilitation of it in your life. So we've got the 8 of Pentacles. That's hard work or dedicated work. It's not the hard work that you mind. It's sticking to your craft and learning the skills that you need. The Magician. You will be empowered, in control of your life, able to go out into the world and do what you want with all the skills that you've learned, all the wisdom that you've learned, to go off and show what you're made of. Be empowered. And the 6 of Pentacles, balance. So you will be balanced. You will find the balance between having what you need and giving what you can spare. So yeah, so some of you, if you've got something that you want to work hard on, like it could be anything. This is the process of the apprentice becoming the master, that you just put the hours in order to create the goods, but also in order to become proficient at it. So I think you're going to get the opportunity to really develop your skills at something that interests you, or you believe is your vocation, or just developing the furthering of the personal development skills that you are currently working on. And as I say, I can't say it any clearer than this. The Magician, you're going to be able to become the Magician, which is somebody that's empowered, talented, capable, and ready to go out there, you know, in a sense fearless and yeah, abundant. Is just can do it, you know. So you're sort of, as I said, I had the feeling that you're going through the process, and now you're going to be at the process, because he's under the trees, hiding in the woods, sort of muttering and meditating and casting his spells, whereas this one's out at Stonehenge, out with all the goods out on the ritual table, and he's out there and empowered and yeah, ready to act. That's good. And all the balance that you're trying to find, you will find. And for some of you, this might be a case of financially. So some of you might feel that you're financially supporting people that you can't afford to. But it doesn't have to be about money. Pentacles is about the tangible things in life, the earthy things in life. So it can just as well mean effort and providing security, as well as cash, or you know, spending money on them. You'll be able to balance that out, that you put yourself first, put your own needs first, and then what's left over that you can spare then will be dished out. And so if it's not money, it's time, efforts, the work that, you know, you might do a bit extra do a little bit extra for someone so they can come and join you for a meal, but you're recognizing that you just can't do that anymore. It's something like that. I think this is connected to that sense of balance. So whatever you're trying to balance out, you will. And that is just so positive, that you're really going to come into your own power, and I think have the freedom to work at what you want to work at, and have the time and the energy and the effort to do it, and the mind power to concentrate on your skill, and you'll just feel balanced out in life. That's really good. So those of you that chose option 2, that's your reading. Please take very good care of yourself. I wish you all the best of luck for the future. Thank you very much for listening to me, and goodbye. Okay, those of you that chose option 3, this is your reading. How can you get rid of this negativity in your life? So these 3 cards are representative of how the negativity is getting into your life. They're the vehicle through which negativity is coming to you. So this could be, you know, this is the idea is that this is something that you're allowing into your life. So you're doing this, whether it's your mindset, your attitude, actual choices that you're making. This could be, you know, that you're allowing somebody negative into your life through this. But it's something that you have power over to end, so that there's something you can do about it, or at least make you aware so that you can limit its impact on your life. So we've got the King of Vessels, Heron, that's the King of Cups. The Eight of Vessels, Rebirth, which is the Eight of Cups. And the Queen of Stones, which is Bear. Now stones are pentacles, aren't they? Oh, I've suddenly gone out of my head. I'm sure it's earth, stones. Vessels is easy to remember because it's cup. I'm just going to look. Yeah, earth, element of earth. Thank goodness for that. So, this is quite obvious to me, is that you're trying to remain considerate of others, emotionally balanced. You're considering the impact of whatever's going on in your life on either a specific other person or generally. You know, like you're always trying to be the good peacekeeper, the good guy, the good girl, and that you're not rocking the boat. You're just keeping everything chillaxed and fair, equal and even. You just don't want to upset anyone. And I think you're absolutely dedicated to having a rebirth, weirdly. So you're clinging to this sense that there's something that you've committed to, that it's almost like, well, everybody else does that, so why shouldn't I? Or other people have had success doing this, so why shouldn't I? But this sense of being balanced, fair and equal, and sticking to finding this rebirth in something else, this new beginning, it's actually not helping you. So maybe this new beginning is not what you thought it was, and deep down you know that, but you've committed yourself on this course, so you're sort of wasting your time, even though you know deep down it's not going to get you anywhere. And it's like you're still shouting the same thing, you're still roaring the same roar, and preserving and protecting the same thing, but it's causing negativity to enter your life. Like you're saying the same thing. That's not to say that you're like a scratched record, repeating and repeating and repeating. It's just that you're carrying on with this balanced, equal, fair approach, whereas perhaps you should be saying something different. And this sort of new beginning that you were convinced was going to bring you all that you needed it to, possibly isn't. It probably isn't a rebirth. It's possibly just might be for some of you a bit of a waste of time, whether it's a relationship, a person, a job, a hobby, or something on the side that you thought was going to earn you money, but you're still going at it. Well, if overall it brings you some sort of pleasure, you can still do it, but maybe don't do it with the idea that it's going to bring you, I don't know, great wealth, great emotional satisfaction, fame, popularity, friends, fans, whatever. I'm just trying to think. You can do it because it makes you happy, and maybe just have it as a bit of a hobby that you do for a couple of hours a week or something. It doesn't mean that you have to completely end what you're doing. I think what you need to do is be aware that it's not going to provide you with what you need, but in fact it's causing you negativity, either through your own thoughts, your own feelings, because you're aware that what you've invested in is not taking you anywhere, or because you're generally okay, but it's the vehicle through which negative people can come into your life, whereas you're trying to be fair and equal, and saying, oh well, let's not argue, and then I would be, I'm going to carry on doing excuse me, what I want to do and all the rest of it. I'm not going to get upset over it, but it's not helping. It's not helping. In a sense, I suspect you're being a bit passive, or at the very least, as I say, what you want from it is not going to be what you get. And some of you have to think about what you will get from it, and if that's enough, and if that will be enough for the effort you put into it. Or, as I say, just getting your own personal satisfaction from whatever you're doing. So these three cards are what's on offer if you deal with this situation. Either give up on the rebirth thing and think, well, I'm just not going to waste any more time, or thinking, okay, it's not what I thought it was, but I like this person, so maybe we can be friends, or I like doing this thing, so maybe it won't be, my big time money earning career, but maybe I could just do it as a hobby, or maybe I'll just slowly wind it down, whatever, something like that. So these 3 cards show you what's on offer if you eradicate the negativity. So if this situation doesn't resonate with you, it doesn't matter. This part might be the message for you on if your negativity is something completely different. This is what you're going to get if you manage to reduce or get rid of it out of your life. 5 of Wands. Nice. So instead of being passive, relaxed, excuse me, relaxed, or you know, being friends all the time, trying to be the peacekeeper, you're going to be more proactive about getting in the tussle and fighting for what you want. This is the 5 of Wands. It's about competition, about the tussle, about standing your ground against your equal peers. So maybe you're going to start speaking out a bit more instead of just saying the same thing over again and protecting something that isn't necessarily any good for you. You're going to come out and start standing up for yourself, or putting yourself forward and saying, no, I disagree. No, I'm not doing that. Before I've just gone, oh, that's, yeah, excuse me, I can see your point of view, but no, you're going to stop doing that. You're going to build your own confidence and be able to say what you want and what you think. We have the 7 of Cups, and it's going to bring you a lot more options. A lot more options, a lot more choices. This young man's looking in the pond and thinking, oh, which cup shall I have? He's already got one, but he's thinking what other one could be there. I mean, it might be a case that he's ignoring that cup. So for some of you, beware the ignoring of a cup that's already there. So as I said, for some of you, I've got this sense that it's not necessarily ending what you do, but thinking about it differently. So think about it differently first before making your choice. But you're definitely going to get more options. And for the creatives in you, more ideas, because you're not trying to please other people, you're just going to try and please yourself. So you're going to, I sense, be more imaginative, have the, because like the 7 of Cups talks about illusions and dreams and fantasies, which is an absolute boon if you're a creative person, because you need them to be a creator. So yeah, I just get this feeling that you're just going to get a lot more possibilities, options and choices once you sort of leave this situation of spending too much time on something that's not any good, and trying to remain this sense of balance, you know, pleasing everybody. Death card. And you're going to get the opportunity to really change your life. So you've outgrown something. There's something that needs to be left behind so that you can pursue the next phase. And as I say, this can be connected to this, you know, like if it's a job or a relationship, whatever, you'll be able to move on from it and move on to a new job, you know, promotion, progression, whatever, or a relationship, better person. But if this is like a process of just generally you committed to a rebirth and protective of, you know, all these things, protective of this thing that you thought was going to be a rebirth of your life, you're actually going to be ready to let that go and be open to the real rebirth in your life, to be able to let go of this situation that's just been a bit of a failed experiment for some of you, and move on to the real deal, which is perhaps what you were always meant to actually move towards. For some of you, this is a stopgap that was meant to just be a bridge between the old life and the new life that you're meant to live for a while, or for the rest of your life. And you're clinging on to this stopgap much longer than perhaps the universe, the world, the angels, God, whatever, intended for you to do. So yeah, if you get rid of this sort of thing that's this vehicle for negativity, you'll be moving in the direction that you know you should be. You know, and that's an incentive, isn't it, to move on. So that's your reading, those of you that chose option 3. Please take very good care of yourself. I wish you all the best of luck for the future. Thank you very much for listening to me, and goodbye.